Robservations with Robert, Meyer, Burnett.
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your master of fun and wonder, and this is probably the show that has more fun and wonder than any other show on YouTube. This is Fully Articulated, and it is a show that I do with the best co-host in the universe, heel versus babyface himself, as all the way from the UK, the Yorkshireman himself, my favorite Yorkshireman, as heel versus babyface
this week, so it was great. Yeah, it was wonderful.
First of all, happy birthday once again. A wonderful birthday week I hope you're having.
Oh, it's I honest to God, I can't even believe people are still saying happy birthday 2 days later. So it's been I can say without any hesitation or doubt, this birthday, my best birthday of my life.
Really?
Yeah, because when I did that birthday stream, the people that came in were people who I love, people who I love to listen to, love to watch. So to have such an incredible cast of people come, and you know, when somebody stepped out, another stepped in, and to have that go for like a consistent 4.5 hours was just beautiful. The audience that came to watch were just so much fun. The chat. I mean, my mod said to me yesterday. I shouldn't really say this because I don't want you to play up. But my mod said to me yesterday. They said the chat. They said we didn't have to do anything. They said the chat was just great. You know, we were just putting. You know, they were working hard because they're putting links into people's channels. But they're like, we didn't have to moderate anything. They were just like, the audience was so cool, so much fun, and I think I got 3,200 people in.
Amazing.
The largest. I think the largest number I've had on my channel on live stream. And so, yeah, I have to make an apology, though, because I did get exceedingly drunk on the stream, even though you'd never know, because...
Why do you don't have to apologize to me for that.
So good. But it means that Mark has not made an appearance this week.
I know, and I called. Well, that's the tale of Mark and James.
The tale of Mark and James.
Mark was supposed to be here, but Mark. You know, he's like waiting for Godot. We're waiting for Mark. I have to say that stream, I had such a great time. For me, it was like the Brady Bunch of YouTube awesomeness at one point. You know, 9 squares, a full tic-tac-toe board of greatness. It was so much fun being on that stream. Even when I was there, people like Critical Drinker dropped in. I, for the very first time, got to meet Just Some Guy, and I watched his channel. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. So it was a real honor meeting him for the first time. And Gary was, of course, there, and I think, was Dan Fraga there when I was there? I think he was.
Dan was there, yeah. Dan popped on as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, and Jeremy showed up. It was just it was a murderer's row of awesome YouTubers. So that was what a fun time. What a party you throw, sir.
Huh?
What a party you throw.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's I'm just so happy because it was so ridiculously self-indulgent.
But that's what makes it great.
You know, there were more invites that went out. There were more people I could have tried to get in, but we were pretty much at a 9 block the whole night.
Right.
That I was nervous to send more out. But you know, because I already well overbooked because I thought people won't show, and for some serendipitous reason that is, it will never be known to me, only the gods above. It was just, we had nobody waiting in the green room. It just organically, somebody stepped out, somebody jumped in. So it just went like clockwork, and I've never had so much fun. Like I said, the chat just flowed brilliantly. The audience seemed to really get into it. And I am eternally grateful because it is legit my, you know, the best time I've had on a birthday. And I couldn't ask for any more apart from the 72 hours it's taken me to recover from the whole thing.
Yeah, but you know what I loved about it? You know, a party is only as good as the people that are there.
Oh, absolutely.
And I thought we had, I mean, when I was there, we were having this very erudite conversation about storytelling and listening to just some guy in Critical Drinker go back and forth. I was like, this is I live for this. Hearing people discuss what makes a great story, how do stories work, and it was exactly, and Gary chiming in, it was exactly what I most love to do. And it was, it was like being at a pub with your mates, or just, it truly was a great party. And it's such an interesting thing. I mean, obviously getting together face to face would be more desirable, but we were from around the world. Yes. And again, it's like doing a stream with you and Justin. He's in Australia, you're in Yorkshire, the UK. I'm here in California, and I think one of the benefits, I think the byproducts of 2020 is the realization of how easy it is to connect with people around the world and in front of an audience, and it was just reiterated, and how much fun there is to be had. I mean, you don't have to be like, I don't have to sit here lonely in my empty garage. No, actually, it's not empty at all.
I mean, this is it. I did kind of open up a little bit to my audience the day after, and I said to them, I said, look, we're all the same. We're all people.
Right.
And I said, although I come on and I do streams and I smile and I joke and I laugh and I make videos and stuff, I said, I've been struggling behind the camera. I really have. I've felt the UK's been in almost lockdown for a year now.
Yeah, same here.
A few weeks here or there. We've been fully locked down for almost a year. And I live in the middle of nowhere in a small village with amazing Wi-Fi. That's the incredible thing. With amazing Wi-Fi. And I have felt like exceedingly isolated, really, really isolated. And, I have been struggling mentally recently. And that whole thing on my birthday, that whole stream and everyone coming in and the conversation, I just felt as if I had a weight lifted off me.
That's great to hear.
I just had so many people in, and it felt so comfortable. These are all people, like I said, these are all people who I love. These are all people whose work, who I respect. And to have, to me, it's a privilege to be able to, I can't hold a torch to the majority of you guys, I can't hold a torch to you, and I do this stream every week with you. I think that's not true. What's really interesting about this space is I see the YouTube space as its own thing, and I'm new to this space. You guys are all the veterans, and you've been doing it for such a long period of time. I mean, I'm new, and I see things about how people have, I look at Critical Drinker's videos, and I was privileged to be on with him in December. And, one of the things I asked him, I said, do you write all of your videos out? Do you write your scripts out in advance? And because he's a real writer. I mean, he's a published author. And he said he did. And I'm like, the amount of time that he puts into his videos is enormous. And I look at something like that, and that's why I started watching Midnight's Edge, because I liked hearing Rob's voice, but seeing the time that they put into editing videos and creating content that they had to make, that's work. That's filmmaking. That's documentary filmmaking. So to have entered this space and talked to people that I'd been watching, to me, when I watch a Critical Drinker video, that might as well be a college course. Every one of his videos, or maybe And I feel that like, look, whether you agree with what he has to say or not, his points are very valid. And if you want, like same with Mahler, if I've never been on a stream with Mahler, but if you watch one of his enormously long videos, they're incredible. And I feel that there's a lot of value from this community that I was gleaning before I even started on YouTube. So for me, I feel that we're all equal. We're all people that are doing our own thing, and people don't understand. It's hard to get in front of a camera and talk and make it entertaining, and bring something that people will watch. It's tough. But like, on that note,
So it was your birthday, and there's a couple of things that were supposed to happen in regards to this show. And I think there's people, we were on your stream last week, you made some promises and things like that. I wondered if I don't want to pressure you, but yeah, I'm pressuring you. So
like I said, I apologize for no Mark, but that is because I have literally spent the last 2 days in bed, apart from when I've had to get up and stream. And then it's been pretty much going back to bed. I'm old. I need to recover from these businesses, people. I said last week on Hot Toys that this week I will pull the trigger on the Jabba the Hutt.
Are you really going to do that?
I have come up with a different idea, Robert.
Oh boy.
And I've come up with an idea that's going to involve you. And I'm going to create a straw poll now, which I'm going to pop into the chat. And there's going to be 3 in stock Hot Toys. You get to vote, and I want them all. So this is fine for, I'm not putting any crap in. These are all 3 that I want. But I'm going to give you the choice on which one the trigger gets pulled on.
To be clear, you, the audience.
Yes,
the people watching this stream right now are going to decide how you are about to drop some green.
You are going to make the decision. So when it's Hot Toys next week, it will be here. I also thought, Rob, this kind of feels a little bit flexy as well. And I thought to myself, it seems to be a wee bit cruel, just to do that for my own personal benefit. So next week on Hot Toys, which will also star Nerdrotic and Dan Frager.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be an epic stream.
And they've got toys. I will put up of my own money $300, up to $300, and somebody in the stream, I will purchase you a hot toy up to the value of $300 and have it sent to you.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So to get it, let me just this is rolling around in my head. So you're now going to allow the audience to pick one of 3 hot toys that you're going to purchase for yourself on today's stream.
For my personal benefit,
for your personal, and next week you are going to give away live on the stream. A hot toy valued up to $300, and you will have it shipped to them.
Brand new. So not from my collection, brand new. You get it boxed, everything untouched, vaginal, hymen intact. I will allow you, guys and gals, the opportunity. So one of you is going to win it. I'm going to think of a way, obviously, that's fair in that week to put, for whoever's going to be selected to do so. But yes, I will do that. So what I would suggest is only one of you is going to win. And we know that. There's probably going to be about 800-900 people next week. So you got about a 1 in 800, 1 in 900 chance of winning.
It's better than lottery.
However, there's nothing wrong with dreaming. So I would suggest over the course of the next week, you get onto Sideshow Collectibles, you get onto whichever site, the hot toys you purchase are from or whatever. And I would say Sideshow. I was actually no, we'll make it Sideshow Collectibles only. So go to Sideshow, sideshow.com. I will put that, or if one of the mods could put that in the chat, that'd be great. Sideshow.com and have a look. Go shop. Go imaginary shop on the chance that it could be you. There you go.
By the way, it's very funny for somebody who's never bought a hot toy figure. So hot toys come in a cardboard outer packing box, and then inside the actual figure, the real box for the figure also has an external wrapping of clear plastic. So it actually does have a hymen.
Yes. Oh, yes.
A Hot Toys figures does in fact
He does actually have a hymen. That is correct.
And I just since you've now brought that into my mind, I am never ever going to get a hot toy again without thinking, here I am breaking its hymen.
Breaking the hymen, yeah.
But of course you have to use two hands, so you're not, the finesse game isn't there. Wow. My mind goes to places. Perhaps it shouldn't go to.
It's only fair. If I'm going to have some fun today, I think it's only fair the audience get to have some fun next week.
Well, so have you made this straw poll?
I'm going to make the straw poll now. And here we go.
While you're making the straw poll, should I show something?
Yes.
Okay, so last week I showed a I have to get it. As everyone knows, I have a chair fetish. I will buy any action figure. Well, maybe not any. That's not true. Any action figure that has a chair. And I didn't actually show what it was it was for. I know some people on the stream, because they have this figure, know what this is. But here's the chair. And as you can see, it's got padding here. It's a very nice chair. It's pretty great. Now, I haven't even opened the action figure. When I bought this action figure, it came with this foam thing that was not in the box. And it also comes with a table. It doesn't just come with the chair. It comes with the table.
You can get knives and forks next to you.
And the table, it's actually really nice. I haven't even opened it yet, but like here's part of the table. It's metal. And perhaps it's not in my best interest to try and open all this today. But for those of you who might wonder, what is this chair? Where does it go? What does it go to? Well, let me show you. Let me get where it is. Let me get what I have. So this figure, which by the way I've never opened, this figure is from the UK. It's from your neck of the woods. It is from Big Chief Collectibles.
Yeah.
And it is from their James Bond line. This is Jane Seymour as Solitaire from Live and Let Die. I've never opened this. I've never opened this figure before. I've had it for months, and I've never opened it. So let's crack it.
Can I just say the box is beautiful?
These boxes are beautiful. They really are. And look at this. Here's the insert to the box.
Hello.
And you can see the reason she has a chair. You can see her kind of
Full
sitting.
screen,
I'm
full
damaging
screen,
the box.
full screen,
Oh yeah, full
kidding.
screen. Hold, please. Hang on. Let me. Yes.
Get me out of the way.
Please. Here we go. So here we go. Here is the figure, and you can see sitting at the chair, and she has her solitaire fortune-telling cards. And let me pop this beauty open. Oh wow, this is let's here we go. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hang on for that. Hold that thought. And wait, let me switch over. Now, what were you going to say?
I think it's safe to say that when Live and Let Die came out, that Jane Seymour was probably the most gorgeous woman on the planet.
Oh, yeah. Now,
absolutely stunning woman.
What's really... No, she's amazing. But what's really cool about what Big Chief did, and I kind of like this. So you've got the insert card, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you flip it around, it's got it's
like DX.
It's an environment. So it's like the room that she's in, and they've made this. Kudos to Big Chief here, because this is really thick cardboard.
Yes, it's
not flimsy, but I really like this. Now I don't know, it's probably a little tall. It's a little tall. I'd have to change my the shelf, but I could do that. And this stuff really is cool on the shelf. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up Solitaire here, and show you this figure, because I got to say, these Big Chief Bond figures, man, are pretty amazing. Now, she doesn't have rooted hair, and I think in this case, wow, but look at this. Here, I'll go full screen again as we get closer. This is I think I like the face sculpt. I mean, it's not as detailed as, say, the Paint Ops' Hot Toys, but this costume is just stunning. Yeah, it looks really amazing. Here, there's a lot of detail in the hair and the face. I mean, she is supposed to look kind of like a porcelain doll. So,
Fragile about solitaire.
Something very fragile about solitaire. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now this figure, she comes with. This is very. They're tiny. I don't think I should take them out, but this is very funny. So she does come with her cards. You know, you can see that actually.
Oh, hell yeah!
And let's all go full screen again. They're printed. So there's I guess that's the lover's card. So they've actually made her full deck of tarot cards, which is pretty.
And they're individual.
Amazing. Yeah, they're all individuals, so she can fan them out. And there's two sets. And then the figure comes with her table and her chair. So, I mean, she's not that much. And to be fair, she does come with, what's really cool is she comes with 6 different hands. So, for instance, here's one of her hands, but you can see they're very ornate. And they've got her rings on and everything. So, I mean, I'm a huge James Bond fan, and Sideshow had the Bond license, and they, unfortunately, when Daniel Craig took over, they lost the Bond license. So that was the end of them. But so Big Chief has come in and filled the gap, and they've done a range of Goldfinger figures that I slept on because I hadn't bought figures from them really, except a couple of the Doctor Who figures, which are beautiful. I wish I'd bought those Bond figures. I got to go back and get them.
True story. I was on a website. I think it was yesterday. If it wasn't yesterday, it was my birthday. It was on Monday, and I came across Goldfinger.
Oh.
And I clicked to pull the trigger, and when I clicked to pull the trigger, when I got to it, it just said sold out. And I was like,
see, they did on their website. They had the range, the 3 figures. So there's Odd Job, Goldfinger, and Bond in his beautiful gray 3-piece suit, and they had like 2 sets, but they were like $1,000. And it's like, even you know, who's got $1,000 lying around to buy action figures in this day and age? There's bills to pay.
And Hulkbuster is one of the options to choose on the straw poll, which is.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you set up your straw poll yet?
Straw poll's in the chat. The straw poll's in the chat.
So, would you like to announce then?
I am monitoring. We've got to give people, if your beautiful mods could I put in chat. Nobody's voted it. What? Did it go out? Did it go out?
I don't know. But you'll have to tell the viewers watching that maybe aren't in the live chat, and I want to know. So I'm
not even sure that it went out. Can one of them, if I put it into, I don't know where it is, but nobody.
You should put it on YouTube.
Did not see it. People said.
Can you drop it on YouTube? I mean, not on YouTube. Drop it on Twitter.
I can drop it on Twitter. Yeah.
Put it on Twitter, so that way everybody can vote.
Okay, so yeah, it's anything that I want, so I don't care. Okay, hold on. Let's do this a little bit better then. So it's on Twitter, but if one of your mods could pull the link and put it into the chat, I want to keep this to the chat because these are the people that come in and watch us, you know. And if someone else is muscling in on their business, where can I drop it, Robert?
You can. I guess you just put it in the live chat. I don't know how the.
I will just private chat you the link in Twitter.
Oh, okay.
It's in your Twitter DM.
All right. Well, then let's see. Straw poll me. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it there right now. Here's the poll, everyone. This is the Az is gonna buy one of these. Here it is. Go to this poll right now, and Az is going to buy one of these figures during this show.
Yes.
Wow, those are all big figures, man.
Yeah, well, look, if I was going to pull this is the mental gymnastics. If I was going to pull the trigger on Jabba the Hutt, then the other two options really had to be comparative.
Well, I got to tell you, man, you've already got over. There's huge, dude. It just took off. It's watching this in real time is hilarious. Jabba the Hutt is the early front runner, but the Hulkbuster's coming up from.
Oh my God, it's like watching horses.
This is like amazing. This is amazing. I love watching this. You got 100 votes.
104 votes already. 105. This is marvelous stuff.
Wow, this is amazing. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Jabba the Hutt. The Jabba the Hutt is up there.
Oh, hey, look, I win. Full stop. I win. Regardless of what gets picked, I am very happy whichever choice is made here.
We're gonna just leave this. Everyone's like, I voted for Hulkbuster. I'm gonna keep putting this in the chat just so people don't have to keep going back to find it.
Yeah, if one of your beautiful mods could keep that link,
just keep that link going. People are going nuts. People are going nuts in the chat. Hut.
Good. Yeah, hut. I voted Hulkbuster. Hulk. This is great. Look, heck no, he's loving it. He's like, come on, this is the kind of participation we want as an audience.
That's right, dude. We're past 150 votes. Wow.
We are as well. And it looks like it's a 2-horse race between Jabba and the Hulkbuster.
It is. It's true. Wow. I would have thought that the Hulkbuster would take the lead, but no. That Jabba, I have to tell you, I have the first iteration of their Jabba the Hutt. I mean, I wish I'd waited, but I bought that that had to be close to 10 years ago when I bought that Sideshow Jabba the Hutt. It's basically the same. The configuration of it's the same, but they've just made everything better. The Jabba the Hutt itself was just kind of a rotocast. Jabba the Hutt, it didn't have eyes that you could change. It didn't have a thing that stuck out. It's what you would expect of a figure that came out 10 years ago. But the base though was like a polystone. It was really nice. The accessories are really nice, and obviously the pillows were all separate and everything. But I look at that new Jabba the Hutt thing, and I'm like, oh man, I want that so bad. It's so good.
Baron Sawaddy's in stock.
Dude, I was going to show that next.
Didn't say anything. Didn't say anything.
But I was going to wait though. I was going to wait before I showed him because you didn't show anything yet. I didn't want to.
Oh well, I just got a very specific thing that I'm going to show. So I'm deferring to you. This is great stuff.
Okay, well then here, I'm very excited about this. So Jeffrey Holder, I don't know if you remember that, you're probably too young, but he used to do ads for 7-Up.
Well, I'm British for stuff,
the
so
Uncola. Well, here we go. Baron Samedi or Samedi. I mean, I've never understood how do you pronounce Baron? I don't know, but this figure is amazing. I love this character. This, whether he's supernatural or not. I love Jeffrey Holder as the Baron here, and as I get the box off.
What, you think that you don't love the front of the train laughing?
Oh, no, come on.
That is incredible, man.
Dude, I love him. Come on. So this is always, and this has multiple heads. So here's the inner. Here, I'll go full screen here.
Hell yeah.
Here's the inner box, right here. And there he is. And here's the back. Whatever. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at this. Oh, look at this. It's the natural voodoo environment. Actually, it's hard to reflect. So there you see, he's got his natural voodoo environment. And then I'll open it. Wow, this figure is he looks fantastic. First of all, what's really cool about this figure is he comes with 2 different head sculpts, and so here's this is so cool. So he comes in. Wow, I love the fact that he's basically, he's kind of in a loincloth, but here he is, in his sort of passive state. That's actually a really good likeness, and here's his outfit, his dancing outfit. But now, I'm not going to display him with this head sculpt, and you'll see why. I'm going to display him with this head sculpt. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that head sculpt. Oh, my God. I mean, look at the teeth, dude. Look at the teeth. Now, and he comes with the hat, so you got the hat as an accessory. I've got to figure out how to get that hat on there. And then he comes with his cross, and there's all kinds of accessories and many hands. He actually comes with 8 different hands, and it's pretty great because these hands, I love the fact that these hands are full of rings, which is great because any voodoo priest from New Orleans has to have bling. You gotta bling that up. So again, they do a really good job with these figures, and Sideshow never made a Baron Samedi or Samedi, how to pronounce his name, and I really love this figure. It's funny when I was when I was having my little moment when I was being canceled, being accused of being a racist. I'm like, my action figure collection represents all races. I've got lots of women. I've got and
that's where your mind went. That's great.
That's where my mind went. I'm like, I don't think I'm a racist. Judging by my action figure collection, I've got people from all over, every ethnicity, all around the world. As a matter of fact, I don't have enough in my mind. I don't have enough. My international action figure collection is not as representative or diverse as I would like because they don't make some of the figures that I would like to get. For instance, I want more. I've got Chinese action figures, but I don't have Japanese action figures. Like I want to get some Japanese figures 6 scale. You know what I mean? What?
Over your right shoulder.
Oh, right. Well, that's why I put those up. That's the point that I was going to make. And I was thinking about this in over the summer. I'm like, I do. Not only do I have Japanese action figures, I have a box full of Japanese action figures. And so I'm thinking, my God, and that's why one of the things I had to put them out because I wanted to be representative of the world. And I'm very proud of the fact that now I need to find out. There's a lot of Bollywood movies. Like, have you ever seen the movie Robot?
I'm aware of Robot.
Okay. I wish Hot Toys would make that figure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know because I don't, we don't get a lot of Bollywood movies in the United States, but I'm wondering, are there 6 scale figures of Indian characters? Like if you go to Mumbai, can you go find, is there a Toyland or something where you can buy, is there the equivalent of Hot Toys for Indian characters, but we don't know them in the West, so they just don't sell them here?
I don't know.
See, that's what I've got this thing now. In addition to having a fetish for chairs, I want to have an entirely global. I want the It's a Small World, the ride It's a Small World in Disneyland. I want the It's a Small World of 6 scale figures, and I want a figure from every place in the world that has movies with characters in them. That's my new thing. That's
very cosmopolitan.
I know, right? I think that would be because I have aliens. But
sure.
there's many nations on the world on our own planet that I feel that we need to have figures for, and Robot, and maybe the thing is I was thinking like I started going looking for one and I couldn't find one, and I think that maybe there might be one. So if anybody out there knows anything about India,
would you get multiple robots?
Would I get what's that?
Would you get multiple though with robot? Would you get multiple? Because obviously when it duplicates itself.
Yeah, well, I would hope that, as an accessory pack, you could get all the, like when you get a T-1000 figure, it comes with all the different kinds of.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I think that would be very cool.
Might be quite fun if you had like 3 or 4, or just by each other. That would look quite cool.
I think it would look. I think it'd be cool, and I think that's another thing that's fun about action figures, because if you're an action figure collector, I think you're prone to buying figures from all over the world. Like you're getting characters from everywhere, and I think that, so you could say that one of the ways that we can combat things like racism is through collecting action figures, or at least that's something I'd like to believe.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, just through almost like osmosis, the more sort of normal everything becomes, then the more normal it's always going to be perceived.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I don't like the fact, like, I really want
a bunch of white boys. But I got, I'm talking on the hot toy side, really. But obviously, in my collection, I've got all kinds of crazy stuff in the actual toy collection for.
Well, it's funny to me because like I as much as I like the figure of Shuri from Black Panther, I wanted Denai. I wanted Okoye. I wanted I love that costume with the Dora Milaje costume.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that is, as Justin would say, very toyetic. And that I want that. And the Shuri character is cool too, because she comes with weapons and everything, but I don't see her necessarily on the front line. She's creating tech. But
she's probably going to be the Black Panther in Black Panther 2, dude.
She might be, but and that figure is really great. And they even made a diminutive body for her, so she's a different size. I have her always sitting in my throne of Wakanda already, so it's okay. But that's what I dream of. I want to have the United Nations of action figures. And
they don't behave like the UN. Or at least the people that run the Twitter account, for goodness sake.
Yeah, no.
A quick update, sir. We have 182 votes so far. If the mods could...
Here, I'll put it in again.
Yeah, please. 182 votes so far. Jabba the Hutt is in the lead with 86 votes, which is 47% of the vote.
There's the straw poll.
Has got 64 votes, which represents 35. And Thanos Endgame version in the armor has 32 votes at 18%.
Yeah, well, I think that the crowd knows. The crowd is entertained. They are entertained, and they understand.
Well, my psyche says, well, do you know something? They saw Thanos in Endgame version last week with you.
They did.
And they've seen the Hulkbuster with you. However, they've not seen the Jabba the Hutt. So
yeah.
I'm thinking that, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, look at this bad boy. There he is.
You need to take off the white around the...
No, it's gone. That's
No, that's not part of the costume.
You know what? I stand corrected. You are correct, sir. Why did I not do that?
That looks so good.
Because I'm an idiot.
Oh god, he looks beautiful. And then there's going to be a third Thanos.
I know. Can we say that?
Yeah, it's up to pre-order.
Oh, it is. Well, let me show, because and I call him Sad Thanos.
Oh, and, that head is amazing.
Hang on, let me. I have him up here somewhere.
That head sculpt.
When did that go up for pre-order?
Oh, at least 2 days ago.
Oh my God! Now I have to find that.
Because when I pulled the trigger on something which you know about, this was something that I debated pre-ordering as well.
Wow, I don't know if I've got. I don't know if I can find it, but
I'll find a link.
Call it up. I'll call it up. I haven't seen that link, man. I didn't even know this was here. Now I feel like an idiot. I've been made. Well, to be fair, I haven't done much in the way of after I open this, I just put him where he was supposed to go. But yeah, so as I'm trying to get this off of him, and now it's off of him.
Here we go. Let's give you the link. I'll put the link in your Twitter.
Ooh.
And I nearly put it in the wrong one. In your Twitter DM, just about to drop it. Drop.
Now, the thing about this is what people should understand is these Thanos figures aren't cheap. And I have the Infinity War Thanos. I have now the Endgame Thanos. And this is the sad Thanos. And I want to do a triptych showing all of Thanos's the many faces of Thanos.
And this one comes with the Iron Man gauntlet, and you know.
I know. Hang on, I got to put him. Let me put him down here while I.
And it's even saying that it's gonna ship real soon as well.
Yeah, because I would imagine that because they've already made it. You know, you don't have to wait for it to get tooled or anything like that.
By the way, Robert and I have seen this weeks ago.
Oh yes, we did see this weeks ago. So this is battle damage Thanos. Wow, this looks great. But see, wow, dude. But I want his sad face.
I know. I want his sad face. I want the sad face without wounds, so I can put it on OG Thanos for when he's throwing Gamora over the cliff. Because that is like one of the best moments in Endgame.
Yeah, I gotta find his sad. Oh, there it is. There's the sad Thanos. Wait, I gotta get I have to find the whole thing when he's holding up the gauntlet. Do they have? Wow, the pictures of this Thanos are great.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the best. Yes, dude, this face sculpt on this Thanos is awesome. This is the here is the by the way, it just said that 143 people are viewing this collectible right now. All sent by me because I put them in the chat. So here is the picture that I love of sad Thanos, as I like to call him, and it's worth getting. It's worth getting just for this head sculpt. Sad Thanos. No one knows what it's like to be the sad man, to be the bad man behind blue eyes. So there you go. Sad Thanos, everybody. You got to get him. Yeah, I would imagine that. I mean, so the battle damage version. The great thing is to get. It's pretty much the battle damaged, or it's the it's pretty much this. The figure. It's pretty much the Endgame figure, but just with a different head sculpt and the ruined Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, the battle damaged armor is severely more beat up than the armor from.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Because it's been crushed by Scarlet Witch.
And I think his weapon is broken in half too.
Oh yes, it is. His weapon's been broken. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like is there a broken weapon version? Yeah. And yeah, his but that's the whole thing. I want to like this picture, like you know what? They really kill you with these photographs because you look at these and you're like, well, I have to have this. Now look at this. This picture is amazing. Let me see. Let me get it. That I just didn't. This picture is incredible, and I have to say, how can you not want it? Because look at this, man. Check this photo out. How can you not want to make this display as part of? And look, there's even Fat Thor in there. Fat Thor, which they haven't put up for sale yet. Is he up for pre-order now?
He's up for pre-order. Yeah.
Do they call him Fat Thor?
No, they say he's depressed and he's an alcoholic and it's changed his form.
Do they really say that on the description of the toy?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is just fantastic.
Oh, how can you not want to recreate that?
I don't know. I mean, look at that. There it is, guys. Guys, girls, gentle beings, kind souls across those 28 known galaxies. Look at that figure. My God.
Can we bring up Fat Thor for you?
Oh, yes. Bring up Fat Thor for me. Somebody says asks if there's a hot toy. Finbar Hooley says, Do either of you know if there is a hot toy of Bahamut or Midgard Stormer from Final Fantasy, 14? No, there are no Final Fantasy hot toys, I don't think.
Not hot toys,
Yeah,
no.
not hot
there
toys.
are Bring Arts Kai figures and Play Arts Kai figures.
Right.
They've released Estinian in Bring Arts Kai, and they're releasing Ishtola in Bring Arts Kai. There is a Final Fantasy 14 Bring Arts Kai Bahamut as well.
Yeah, that's
Which you can all get from the Square Enix store.
Yeah, and they make good stuff. Like what Saint Seiya, Seiya is another group that great figures.
The Bring Arts Kai figures are freaking amazing.
Yeah, they're see, the thing about it is now almost every franchise has some kind of action figure. And I think it's really important you have to pick and choose, because if you go down that rabbit hole that you're like, oh, I have to have all of these figures, whether it's, your Transformers figures, your Star Wars figures, your Marvel figures, whatever figures you want, there's a rabbit hole. You have to make it manageable for yourself.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my kitty cat is harassing me for treats.
Oh, that's all right. I'm gonna put the I'm gonna put the straw poll down one more time. So wait, that's not the straw poll. That's the Thanos. Everyone's looking at that.
Oh, Jabba's he's streaking ahead now.
Let's see. Here's the straw poll that we have running. What figure should Az buy? Dude, we are you sure you don't want to put this on Twitter and watch it explode and see what happens? Maybe it'll change.
No, because I think we owe it to this audience.
You're right.
I think we owe it would no, don't get me wrong, it would be fun. but we owe it to this audience, because these are the people that come every week to watch this show, and 450 people in today.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I want to thank everybody for being here, and for my channel, that's huge. That is huge. And I have to say, well, maybe, it'd be interesting after you pull the trigger, which you're going to have to do at some point on this stream.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should post this straw poll, make it live then.
Yeah. Then we will. Yeah.
And see if the number stays the same. I'd be very curious.
I've got no problem with that.
Yeah, because I'd just be curious, just from a point of so if you guys haven't voted, if there's we got concurrent viewers here, 203 votes. We're up now, and 49%. I mean, Jabba the Hutt, resounding, running away with it.
But this is the description. 5 years after the shocking events of Avengers Infinity War, the God of Thunder's priorities shift towards playing video games with his best pals while attempting to drink every bottle of beer in the city. His unexpected descent into depression has him turned into an alcoholic, thus giving him a massive physical transformation. His appearance has changed, but his heroism remains. For is still and always will be worthy to wield the mighty hammer, even if he might not necessarily always feel that he is.
Wow, that's a great description.
It is.
I wasn't going to get that figure, but now I might have to.
I didn't like the joke. I didn't like the joke personally. I would have been more interested in a depressed and broken Thor, who was desperate to somehow make amends, because obviously he had the guilt. But I think the joke just went a bit far with essentially being the dude from The Big Lebowski. It's just like, oh,
they even called him that. Tony Stark's like, oh, what's up, Lebowski?
Yeah. And it's just like, having to even reference that was just like, oh, that's way too on the nose. Come on.
No, it's true, but I liked it only because, like, I like the scene with Rene Russo, when his mom comes back, and I thought that they played it up. It was the way it was done, it was too comedic. But if they had downplayed it a little bit more, I liked the idea, because the way I thought the setup for it was great. when Thanos says you should have gone for the head. Then in Endgame, when he finally does and cuts his head off and realizes it was all for naught and they can't save the universe. I mean, I love the idea of a god essentially being brought down by his emotions and by something his godlike powers can't have no control over. You know, and I thought that in terms of it's just that I know it was for entertainment value and everything. And I think if they could have played it exactly the same way, but then reduced, I guess I didn't like everyone making fun of Thor, like the other character. I don't like it when I like when humor is character based, but you're not denigrating the characters through the humor. And I felt like I understand it's amusing and fun for the audience, but if there was if it was less like he had a real reason to sort of spiral into this kind of depression, and the idea of a god being susceptible to those kinds of feelings and being brought down by failure, I think is a really interesting idea. And I think what was funny enough is when they go visit him and he's there with Korg and that was enough. But then when they're wantonly making fun of him, when like Tony Stark makes the Lebowski comment, and I get why they did it, you know, they with all of the import of what's going on and how it could have felt very, you know, oppressive, and they're trying.
It just gets farcical, you know.
Yeah,
like, and there's Jane, and we're not together anymore.
Yeah, it was too much.
Yeah,
but I did like the idea behind it. I just thought it was pushed a little far.
Yeah, it could have a 1 in 6 fat girl all day, every day, please. From The Last of Us Part 2, that'd be great. The idea was a good idea if they played it, you know, show the transformation, show the sort of like, hey, I'm fine, but I'm not fine, type of business. And then when they talk him into, because, you know, they have the good little bit when he grabs the Hulk, you know, and he's, don't say that name, and Hulk's just kind of like, get your hand off me. You know, he's trying to be very controlled because he knows that Thor's upset, but at the same time, even Hulk's just kind of like, you know, get your hand off me.
Right.
And I think from there on in, he should have been played with a bit more, you know, a bit more earnest and drop the joke. You know, we've had the joke now, and just try and, because the bit with Rene Russo, if that was played a bit straighter, because she was playing it straight,
right?
You know, apart from when she got, you know, and please eat a salad, which is actually quite funny. But you know, you could have had that earnest scene between them and have her end it with, and please eat a salad. You know, then it could have ended up, you know, like, oh, you know, that's quite endearing, quite funny. But you know, so it's a small gripe because I do love the films. I do think Infinity War and Endgame are incredible films. Infinity War more so, but
it's the Kill Bill to Endgame's Kill Bill Part 2.
Yeah, but I understand and I appreciate what they're trying to do with Endgame. You know, because we don't want to repeat what we've just done, and so we're trying to find a more clever way of bringing things back, other than, hey, we just got the Infinity Stones back off Thanos. So I like the idea, I like the concept, I like the 5 years later, I like the disillusion of the world. Never mind the Avengers.
Oh, it was amazing that they took time, that they actually made it happen. I mean, can you imagine? 5 years is a long time.
Oh yeah,
and it would be interesting. I would love to see. We got a little bit seeing like what happened to Hawkeye when he became Ronin, but it would be really interesting to see a MCU movie set during that 5 year period of time when the world was falling apart.
Yeah,
you know, like I would love to have seen the Black Widow movie set during that time. You know, where the governments of the world were literally struggling, and people were.
Black Widow's film 7 years too late. I keep saying this.
Yeah,
it's 7 years too late. But the thing is, though, even though he snapped away half of the universe, he didn't. Well, he did, but it wasn't half the universe that died. It was way more.
Right.
Because you know when pilots vanish, planes go down.
Yeah. You
know, when people in cars vanish, cars crash. You know, people who stick around. So the loss of life wasn't just half of the planet. It could have been as much as 2/3 of the planet.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been an absolutely, and that's why I thought it was really good, because people are just like, why is there like litter in the streets and stuff? And it's just like, you've probably lost 2/3 of the planet, and the planet itself is going to be depressed. Never mind, never mind a few individuals here or there. The world itself is going to be in absolute mourning and restructuring and just trying to exist.
And the natural world too. You lost half the birds. You lost half the wildlife. So the ecosystem of the planet was compromised. Suddenly,
he did know. He said humanity.
I think it was all mammals too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow.
Because if you looked at that, it would be but again, I could be wrong. But the way I understood it is that it was all, it was mammals or animals or any kind of, I guess, anything with a brain. If you had a brain.
I like the argument when people go, well, why didn't Thanos just like wish for infinite resources for everyone? And my thought is no, because he's a fucking psycho. For all his measured behavior, the guy's he's psychopath. Because he doesn't want to fix the universe by giving people exactly what they want. He wants to fix the universe by getting rid of half of them and seeing whether the other half can make better decisions going forward.
Or fight amongst themselves, he's
survival of the fittest sort of thing.
He is the mad titan after all, but it's an interesting, like, the idea, the thing is, like, he didn't have the power to create something from nothing. So creating more resources maybe was not something you could do. Where are those resources? They still have to come from somewhere. Whereas you can remove, it's much more easier to remove previously or currently existing things. You can't create something that doesn't yet exist, but you can take.
Guy wasn't benevolent; he was malevolent.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference.
Well, I mean, in his mind, maybe he was malevolent. I mean, benevolent. He was trying to do.
He's doing the right thing in his mind, no doubt about it. But his mind is still working and operating differently.
Right.
So I'm the hero, but I'm the hero of this story because I'm giving humanity a chance to thrive, get things right, change, rebuild, whatever it may be. But half of you are going.
And really, the interesting thing then becomes, well, half of you are going to go anyway. I've just speeded up the process. You some of you might have a week to live. Some of you might have a month to live. Some of you might have a year or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years. But does that really matter? Because you're going to be dead anyway at some point. And on the universal scale, does that, so I've speeded up the inevitable. So is that really evil? Or is that just moving things along?
His vanquish, was non-discriminatory.
Well, that's right. It was non-discriminatory,
a 19-year-old AIDS victim could live, and a 21-year-old sprite in their prime, not even in their prime, could die.
Yeah, but the universe is indifferent to your suffering. So exactly. if Thanos he's just the universe. He's like a solar flare that came along and wiped out a planetary system, or a supernova that destroyed
TOS, the episode of TOS with the actor on the Enterprise.
That's the Conscience of the King, Kodos the Executioner.
Conscience of the King, Kodos
on Tarsus 4. Tarsus 4, there was a famine, and he said, "Look, I'm sorry, I have to execute half the population to save the other half." And
I think there's 8,000 people. There's a famine, and he says for half of us to live, half must die.
Half must die.
Randomly, indiscriminatory, they killed 4,000 people.
4,000 people. And then, of course, what was horrific is that Starfleet eventually did show up, so that he didn't have to. But at the time...
Yeah, but he didn't even have to have done it, yeah.
But see, that the question then remains. I mean, it's monstrous. What Thanos did was monstrous. But it would have been interesting to see an example of where his plan worked, where he actually saved a planet that was dying, and because of the elimination of half the population, that the planet was able to thrive in those 5 years. Everything turned around. I mean, it would have been really interesting to see the other side of that, because of course we're watching it from our perspective, and of course it was monstrous, but were there places in the universe where it worked?
And what about the places where it didn't?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Earth was where it didn't work
when
for
you
us.
Get to an ends justifying the means kind of argument, we are in so sketchy territory.
I know, and that would have been really, I mean, obviously, look, at the end of the day, we're still dealing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where we're dealing with our good characters versus bad characters, and you can make it as gray as you want, but ultimately you can only make it so gray.
Because heroes are going to beat villains.
Yes, and it's at the end of the day. At the end of the day, and
I Infinity War Thanos to me is one of the greatest villains that's hit the screen in God knows how long.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely blown. This is not what I expected Thanos to be.
Right.
And so when the story started to develop in Infinity War, and it was, I mean, it was very much, there was so much attention on Thanos. There was so much character building with Thanos. He didn't do it for greed. He didn't, there wasn't any personal wealth. He didn't do it for power. This person, he couldn't be bribed. He was just very specific in what he needed to do. And he sacrificed himself. He wasn't beyond sacrifice. He sacrificed the one thing that he loved, which was Gamora, to enact his plan. So there was no selfishness either. And he, from what I can work out, particularly from Endgame, was quite prepared to die himself in the process if it meant this happening.
No, and that was what was so fascinating about it all. And when he's introduced and when he's on Gamora's planet, he's pitted. He's I mean, his mission was he was going from planet to planet and culling half the population himself anyway. Yeah. And I mean, what a maniac. But when he meets Gamora, I mean, but when he meets young little Gamora, he loves her from the get-go. He's not some heartless. He honestly believes, even though he's capable of wiping out half of a planetary population in order to save the other half of the planet, according to him, he's still capable of love. And the fact that they bothered showing that in the movie, that's why Infinity War, I think, works, and Endgame too. I mean, Endgame is much more fantastical. I mean, comparing and contrasting Infinity War and Endgame are crazy, but Endgame's got time travel and alternate dimensions and all kinds of extra stuff piled on what you get in Infinity War. But it is fascinating seeing his portrayal. I think that was the best part. Look, I love Infinity War. I could watch Infinity War all day, every day. But the portrayal of Thanos was what made that movie. As they always say, and
that is why I pulled the trigger on Infinity War Thanos.
Yes. And you're gonna love that because you can put him in the thinker pose, because that pose. And I'm waiting. I bought it from Toys Wonderland because Justin sent me there, but I bought it like a year ago. The throne, Thanos' throne from his ship from Infinity War. I'm still.
How you doing?
Still waiting to get it. Justin is here. Oh my God. You know what? I did not know he was going to be here. I just mentioned him and there he appears. That is amazing.
You snapped your fingers and he appeared.
That's amazing. Well, everyone, Justin Kane from Justin's Collection. I haven't been able to talk to him, but so Justin, I'm hoping to get you on the show in 2 weeks back here for Fully Articulated. Justin, of course, just moved. And one of the most horrifying things I ever saw was 300 of his Hot Toys figures laid out on the floor as he was having to move them.
And as I said, there was that moment I realized we do play with dolls.
I envied him though, because it had to have been so much fun to be Justin and then move into a new house and get a whole room, a whole display area that you get to set up from scratch. I mean, that is the stuff that only that how many times do you get that to happen in your life?
Oh, I know. Well, I think probably after this move, Justin's going to say just the once is fine. This is enough. Look, we're gonna stay here now. This is home for good.
Yeah, and the great thing, like we know from Justin, he gets a figure a week, which means, like a proud papa, that's 52 new boys and girls every year.
Yeah, that's a lot of surface area to cover.
And that's just Hot Toys figures. He collects other things. So it's good to have Justin here. Yeah, and of course we found out about battle-damaged Thanos from Justin, or Sad Thanos, as I like to say.
Yeah,
and it's I didn't even know that Sad Thanos went up for pre-order. So there you go.
Oh, I'm on the site every day.
It's
religion for me right now.
No one knows what it's like.
Speaking of which, we are 218 votes on the straw poll. Jabba the Hutt, 49%. Thanos Endgame version, 20%. Hulkbuster, 32%. I think Jabba the Hutt. I think we've got to pull the trigger on Jabba.
If you haven't, I'm going to put the straw poll up one more time. There's the straw poll. If you have not voted on what Az is going to buy during this stream, that is available to ship now. Get your vote in. I just put the straw poll up there.
So we'll be here next week on next stream.
Yeah, you might want to announce. Justin will love this. He probably didn't hear this yet. Announce again what you're going to do next week for the folks at home.
Yeah, Justin, and next week, when we jump onto my channel for Hot Toys, What Toys, I should really say. What Toys, I'm going to put up $300 of my own personal cash monies, and somebody in the chat will be able to purchase a hot toy up to the value of $300, and I will ship it to them. Please be aware, if you are in a foreign country and you win, you may be susceptible to import fees.
Yes, that's what we have to do. So, I have a letter. I have a letter that was sent to us from Enterprise H, NCC 1701H, longtime member of my audience here, the Post-Geek Singularity. He says, "Those who toy with the toys. Greetings. You asked about figures, and I know that you briefly talked about getting a cheaper hobby. Maybe you would like Bionicles." I think that's the Legos. Yeah. If you are unfamiliar with the property, it basically combines Maori legends with robots. There has been a reboot since then, but I'm not talking about that one. They're cheap enough, and they offer incredible verisimilitude because the toys inspired the media and not the other way around. Should you have the time and desire, you can check out this game. It is Flash, so you'll have to download it for an extremely atmospheric and memorable experience as you get to wander around the island of Matanui. I'm going to put that in the live chat, this link. And he goes on. Many people remember the game even 20 years after playing it. As a result of it, I actually wanted to own the Matorian villagers. For my collection, I own the creatures that menace Lokoro, Pokoro, Kokoro, and Unakoro. If you want to play with your figures, I'd recommend getting Barak or Rai. Given your dogs, I would advise against Barak Va, as the Krana they come with can easily fall on the ground and be mistaken for candy. It's funny. I am a huge... I'm putting that in the link right now in the live chat. I'm a huge fan of Legos. I mean, I grew up with Legos. I love Legos. But I never got into their Lego offshoots. Like the Bionicle stuff. I some of their things, like the robotics, that kind of stuff was cool, but as a man who has a lot more days behind him than in front of him, I had to decide, but the Bionicle stuff is very cool. I can't start collecting something else from scratch. I'm like, I'm old and set in my collecting ways. Yeah. I'm like, it's Hot Toys figures, it's 12-inch figures, it's Japanese die-cast, and it's spaceships.
Yeah, I've kind of got my Hot Toys, or 1-in-6s.
Six scales, yeah.
Then I've got my Bring Arts and Play Arts Kais. Then I have Lego, regular Lego sets, but more, the prestige stuff.
Right.
So we're talking 3,000, 4,000 piece.
Yeah.
Which another one arrived a few days ago, Saturday, which was the prestige police station arrived.
Oh.
Yeah, which just looks so good. I could not resist with a donut shop built onto the side of it, which is just perfect.
Can you put real donuts in it?
I would eat them. I can't lie. I would just eat them.
Well, I mean, the thing is, toys today are, even when you're a 6 scale collector, it becomes problematic because which are you going to collect everything? Like as a movie fan, whenever they come up with a cool 6 scale movie figure, I'm like, I got to get that. And like third party, you go to 1/6 Outfitters and they've got all these third party figures. You can get Blade Runner figures and you can get figures that no one's officially licensed, and they're getting better than they've ever been. It's like, oh, I want that figure. So they're making a Michael Corleone from Godfather 2. Like he's going to stand around with a cigarette and a drink in his hand. And I'm like, I still want that figure. Yeah. It's 6 scale. Yeah. It's a movie related figure. If it's from a movie, not so much TV unless it's Star Trek, but or Space 1999, Jerry Anderson. Or wait a minute. No, I pretty much like everything. But you have to decide, because then what do you do? Like, where do you cut it off? If you're going to start collecting like the CW figures, the CW DC, the Arrowverse figures, there's some really great third-party figures that because of Justin, I've had to go get, like Robin and Nightwing and Green Arrow.
Yeah, I've got both of those on order.
Yeah.
Robin and Nightwing on pre-order. I've got a 1/6 Tifa from Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
On pre-order as well. And that is not just costume and head. We're talking, this is a third-party complete deal. So I have those on pre-orders from other places. I think, with this marketplace, there is a big understanding that you just have to look at Justin's kind of collection. Look at other people's collections that are up on YouTube as well, which we've all seen. We all go in and ogle them like boobs.
It's plastic pornography.
Yeah, and it's and you have to realize that these people that create like Hot Toys, these 1/6, they know that there is a massive collection marketplace. They know there's a massive collection marketplace, and they know that you put out a well, here we go. We're going to have 3 Thanoses from the same 2-part film, essentially.
Yeah.
We're going to have Thanos without armor. We're going to have Thanos in armor. We're going to have Thanos in destroyed armor with Iron Man gauntlet, while the other 2 have Infinity Gauntlet. Because they know that the collectors will be like, well, I need this Thanos for this. I want to do this Thanos with Gamora. I want to do the other Thanos fighting Captain America with Mjolnir. Then I want to do the other Thanos with battle damage, as he's either disappearing or he's fighting Captain Marvel, or he's and we're even getting an Iron Man snapping fingers with 1/6 of Iron Man snapping fingers, so people can recreate that moment. Literally, just recreate that moment of him snapping, recreating the moment of the other Avengers around him. They know, these people know that there are collectors, and they will snap these things up. So your casual person who will pick up, one, I like this, and you might get one a year, you might get one every 5 years. That person exists, but this is a market for collectors here.
No, and it's true. I mean, a lot of these Hot Toys, it was funny, Justin gave us a lot of information when he was on last time. I was surprised, in Hong Kong, Star Wars figures don't sell. I mean, they because there's not the market. Star Wars was not something that's embedded into the culture the way it is in the West, because they didn't, the original Star Wars really didn't come out in China. Yeah. And here, though, man, if you don't jump on, whether it's a Stormtrooper figure, a Shore Trooper figure, if you don't jump on those figures, they're gone. I mean, they sell out, and now they're making more and more and more. Like, You know, I had ordered the original Mandalorian with not the full Beskar armor, and I canceled that when they were putting out the new Mandalorian with, see? Now that is a great figure, and if you watch somebody like Jeddah Patrol, he'll tell you that everyone's going to jump on that figure. That's going to be the one to get, because I think a lot of people were like me. I canceled my that original Mando figure to get the one with Baby Yoda, and so as everyone did, and then noticing that Hot Toys, my Mandalorian doesn't come for a couple months, even though it's there. The original initial orders, they're fulfilling.
Like
you got yours.
Like mine, which arrived, and I've got my 2 Baby Yodas in there.
Oh, because it comes with 2 Baby Yodas, right?
With 2 Baby Yodas. So now I can take the second Baby Yoda and put it with the OG Mando.
The OG Mando. Now let me ask you this: since you've got these, let me go full frame on you, sir. I'm going full frame here. So, you know, without doing an unboxing, because we don't totally do unboxings, but you've got both Mandos.
Yes.
You can now show us both. Which do you prefer? Do you have a favorite? So you've got, this is the brand new, we should tell people, this is the brand new Hot Toys Mando that came with the Baby Yoda and...
let me put the Baby Yodas down, because that's a separate... that's a separate piece. This is probably going to piss you off, this answer, so I do apologize in advance. We have the two here. We have the Beskar, and then we have the OG.
Right.
I gotta say, my slight preference goes to the OG.
Gee, but look at him. You can even see, like, if you look at these 2 figures, and you got them back to back right now, the OG Mando, the first Mando released, it's just more interesting to look at. You know, it's whereas I think that the new Mando is, as Justin would say, more toyetic, but the OG Mando is more badass. It's just more interesting with the different colors and the
and we've got the Stormtrooper helm as well. So like this, I think this is beautiful. I think the Beskar armor is beautiful. I had to change the branding till later on, of course. So this in itself, I think it's gorgeous, because I do love the Beskar armor with the money that he got. Because the thing is though,
let's see. Okay, we're back. I mean, it's so weird. YouTube chokes me off. If between noon,
ladies, I pay good money for that. Okay.
Yeah, YouTube is in the middle of the day. They do this. Okay, it seems like we're stable now. So what you're saying? Oh, nope.
This one. Oh, is it gonna?
It is. No, I'm looking at this. It's very frustrating that YouTube. It does. I watch it on this Wirecast software. Like right now, the stream's fine. Yep. Baron of buffering.
Faces. So when it buffers, I'm in a horrific pose.
I think it does this because we're in the middle of the prime peak part of the day, and it's just not letting me. It's frustrating that YouTube does this, and I don't know why. There's nothing I can do about it. Nope, it keeps doing it. It's very offensive because, you know, YouTube certainly wants to take our money. I mean, I love their platform. I love YouTube, but when they...
There's a beauty. Somebody's got to have captured that one. There's a beauty.
Well,
there's some horrendous stuff going on.
Well, I put it on both. Maybe it'll... I watch this, and now see, it's stable for 5 seconds, and then they choke me off. That's another good one. Connection.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's showing me on YouTube that I have an excellent connection.
Half an hour. Should we push it? Should we jump it over to mine for half an hour?
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe. Hang on. I mean, who knows? Maybe that'll. Yeah. Well, why don't we? Let's see. Let's just try getting it back. Maybe I can get the stream back to where it should be. Like 12:30 and 2.
hasn't been happening, and this is the first time I've seen it on stream.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know if it's a Spectrum issue. I should call them up, my provider. Yeah, it's let's see. Let's see. I'll do it. I run speed tests all the time, and it's very interesting to see where they're at. But yeah, it's Spectrum Internet. Thanks a lot, Spectrum Internet. Well, maybe it'll let us go. I think it seems to be stabilizing out now.
It's like a fire Hitler tash.
Well, this is for what's great. I'll go and edit this out. I'll edit this buffering part out of the stream once we're
okay.
up. Yeah. Okay. Well, so anyway, back to the. What were you saying?
So, we got again. Over for half an hour.
Yeah. I guess so. Why don't I call this one? Well, let's see. It seems to have stabilized now.
Has it?
Yeah. Yep. It looks that way. It seems to have stabilized. I got it. It's now. Hopefully, they've put me back. They're not choking me off. They've heard me say Spectrum. All of the CIA has now, because it's been we're back. Okay, so back to where we were.
Right. So I was saying that. Now, don't get me wrong. I just think, like Robert said, I just think there's something aesthetically more interesting on the OG. But this version, A, I wanted because of the Baby Yoda, and B, because I really wanted the Beskar. And C, this comes with an insane amount of accessories, like insane. There is a ton of stuff in the box.
Does that define your choice of purchasing a figure? Do accessories weigh in a lot on what makes you decide to buy?
It depends on what the figure is, who the figure is. Like, if it's just if it's Batman, no, I just want that Batman because it's Batman from that specific period. But if it's like a character that I wouldn't normally, look at, but I want it for a specific reason, then sometimes I might say, am I going to get bang for my buck? Or am I not going to get bang for my buck? But I don't think it would be the determining factor. Like, if it didn't come with all the accessories that it came with, would that make me go, right, I'm not going to pull the trigger? No, I doubt it. I mean, I'll grab just one that I've got out personally is the bin which comes with the Beskar ingots.
Wow.
From the Empire, which has a 3 breakdown doorway.
Wow,
and
that's a great accessory.
Then I've got the ingots in, and half of them can come out because they're magnetic as well. So you can actually take a chunk of the ingots out and do what you want with them. And just to kind of give it a little bit more flavor, I took that top off here. It's actually a lighter. This is where the LEDs go with this one.
That's amazing.
It lights up as well. So you got that. You get a completely separate ingot. You get the tracker fob. You get the holograms to talk to as well. There's all kinds of stuff that you get with this version of the Beskar Man. This is the deluxe one.
Right.
This is the deluxe one. And also 2 Baby Yodas, which I didn't realize. I didn't realize there was actually going to be 2 Baby Yodas. I just thought it was the 1 Baby Yoda.
Right.
So to arrive with 2 Baby Yodas was just phenomenal because, like I said, now I've got one that's going to stay in the pram, and then I've got the other one which can go with the second Mando, and so you can have a Baby Yoda with each now. It hasn't cost me any more, and I can that Christmas ornament.
Right.
For all the little thing that it was gonna do, that's gone now. See ya. No, we've got a proper.
Yeah, but you got that Christmas ornament's got the great expression. Baby Yoda's waving. Grogu is waving.
And yes, the Yoda. Let me get the Yoda cot because you got your 2 here. You got your 2 Yodas here. So you got the The Yoda, which is I say Yoda, Grogu. You got your Grogu, who actually looks like this in reality, because it's looking over the edge.
Right.
You get like a blanket for this and stuff like that, and a cover that goes over, and all kinds of stuff for the cot. And then you have the standing up Grogu, which this necklace is actually a separate piece, which you can or don't have to put onto to Grogu. And I decided to put the necklace onto Grogu.
Right. That's great though.
So you
great.
Get your second Baby Yoda. So the value, the bang for your buck with this deluxe Mando with Beskar, I think is phenomenal, and it is a great figure. I don't know if my decision is which one I slightly prefer over the other was influenced by the fact that maybe this one, maybe the OG one, is going to have a little bit more collectability, because will the trigger be pulled on redoing this again? Maybe.
Right. Maybe. I mean, but I don't know. And I love the Stormtrooper helmet too.
Oh yeah, the Stormtrooper helmet is great. That's great. And that's detachable as well. So there's a hole there. So you can use it for other for other diorama instances should you wish to.
I've got a few. There's a few people I wanted to acknowledge. Mr. Tickle Trunk says he's lurking today, but looking forward to seeing the chat made of hundreds of people, slow to a crawl every single time you guys show off something cool. What can we say? We like to watch you articulate.
Hey, baby! Oh, there we go. Somebody's already tweeted out the image of me putting silly faces. Perfect. There you go. Give that a retweet. There you go. Oh, 2 people. This is brilliant. Okay, let's give this some retweets.
Chloe says, back in the summer here, when the local theater was closed due to COVID, not cinema but plays. They took their plays to a local drive-in that had shut down. So instead of going to a drive-in movie, you went to a drive-in play. The Barter Theater here in Virginia, I guess. Finbar Hooley says, have you guys ever spoken with Doomcock about his collection? Gary has alluded that his collection in his lair is even bigger than Gary's. I have not. Have you?
No, but Doomcock doesn't put the camera on. Right.
Yeah.
So if he was to be coerced, I don't know how we would potentially do it.
Project Piper Customs says, gentlemen, much love to you both. Question. As a picture has emerged of the 6-scale Dark Trooper, how many will you be getting?
I've already pre-ordered 2. I am debating whether to upgrade that to 4. And I'm not even joking. I think we showed it last week, didn't we, Robert?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we showed it on stream last week, and I said to Rob, I've already pre-ordered 2.
I'm already catching up with you with the Shore Troopers.
Yeah, Shore Trooper. You pushed out because you just got 1 regular and you got 1 captain, and I got 2 regulars to go with my 1 captain.
I know. I
need that triangular sense of power.
It's true.
But one thing that you don't have, and I just want to show this off again because it pisses you off, and it is of course the beautiful death.
Man, I that's something I have to get just because I love Deathstroke so much. That figure is so good.
You're gonna pull the trigger.
It's so good. I got it, but it's secondary market. It's sold out. I got to find one.
Yep.
Vincent Chmielewski sends in a super chat, so thank you for that. Keaton Carr 89 sent in a super chat and says, Metacom Rocketeer jacket flaking. I heard there were QC issues. Well, let me tell you. As I will show you, this is the first, very first Metacom Rocketeer. I want to say that this is 15 years old, maybe.
Yeah,
and it is not flaking. Mine has been. It is in great shape, and you can see that as I get close, it has not been flaking. It's in great shape. I love this figure.
Do you wax it or anything?
Nope. I've never waxed it. You know, I maybe it would flake in the future. But so far, it has, and this is one of my favorite Metacom. It might be the favorite Metacom real action hero figure that I have, and it's intact. The joints have not broken or anything like that.
I am.
Which is nice. By the way, I have one more thing I have to show.
Well, hey.
The piece de resistance, I guess, of this series. And again, I've never opened this, but Roger Moore.
Oh, you got the Roger Moore as well?
Roger Moore as James Bond, which I've now Sideshow did make this figure before. When they were doing Bond, they did a pretty good job with the Bond license. They made a lot of figures. Some were better than others, but they did a really good job with the license. And again, this is very cool. Like these inserts that I mean, all power to. So here's the insert. Here's the Bond insert.
Oh, wow.
Which is very cool. This is really nice. Again, it's really heavy. But then the other side is the jungle. Oh. It's the jungle that Bond is running through. So in terms of a diorama-esque display, you've got that. And now let me get James out of here, out of this box. Yay. And James in the Live and Let Die. Yeah, this is actually really, again, they're doing a good job. Whoops. Here, I'll go full frame on this one.
Yeah, that head sculpt is looking pretty tight.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice, and he's got his holster and everything. And here's the again, I just pulled him out of the box. I haven't posed him or anything like that, but yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, remember this is young Roger Moore, and it's his first. And what's interesting is now this comes with a lot of interesting stuff. He has a snake, and it is the Saint. He's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good as the Saint. Here's the gun. Actually, this is pretty great. Now, obviously, there are other toy companies that make the drums spin and all that, but here's his big gun. Comes with a big. I don't know. I don't know which gun it is, but then he's got. There are other things. There are things like this, the little more of his gadgets. And then he actually comes with, again, 8 hands. So I think a good figure. You can do a great Live and Let Die display with all of this. So good stuff. Good stuff here. I am very happy with this figure. And the next range they're doing is they're doing Dr. No. So, but I think Dr. No is just Bond in his classic tuxedo from the beginning, and then Dr. No himself. I think it's only 2 figures. But we shall see. You know, as much as I like Big Chief stuff, they've done great with Doctor Who. We haven't seen. They're doing 2 6-scale Flash Gordon figures, Flash Gordon and Ming. Those, I don't know where those are. And they canceled their Maximus figure, which bummed me out. I love their Jerry Anderson stuff, like we talked about. Captain Black and the Captain Scarlet stuff is great. But you know, I hope they keep doing the Bond figures. I hope they sell, because I'd love to see them do. Like Sideshow did all of the Bonds, and but nobody had the Daniel Craig. They haven't done a Daniel Craig thing, which leads me to believe that maybe Daniel Craig doesn't want an action figure made of himself. I mean, I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know. I mean, I look. I would love a Craig from Casino Royale or from Quantum of Solace. I don't want to depress Craig, though.
No, I mean, I've got a Craig that a third party Craig figure that I bought a third party tux for. That's pretty good, but I want a decent Craig figure. By the way, Ma La sends in a super chat and says, "Do they do a 1/6 scale Godzilla figure?" I wish.
It would be, yeah. If there's 1/6 scale, it'd be probably still the size of this.
Yeah, it'd be 100, probably 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
A 6 scale Godzilla would be 100 feet. Something like that. Finbar Hooley says, "Do either of you know if there's?" Oh, I already asked that question. The Final Fantasy figures. Star Trekker 58 says, "It's a smaller world. Disney has to remove all the racists if they're fair dinkum. Was resisting. Bought a 3-pack of Solitaire, Bond, and Baron Samedi. Thanks, enablers." So you got the Live and Let Die 3-pack. Good for you.
From this stream,
when you put it up, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And Adam Muhammad sends in a super chat. Thank you, Adam. Kaz Graphics, who is our official cheesemonger. By the way, we do the Burnettwork has a cheesemonger that is Kaz Graphics.
Okay.
Kaz Graphics says, "I need to blame you guys for my new obsession. Hot Toys, I ordered pretty much every figure from the Mandalorian series. Thanks, guys. My girlfriend is not happy." Well, Kaz, I would say our job is done then. And tell your girlfriend she will be happy when you get all those figures and set them up and make a cool Mandalorian display.
Yeah. Look, babe, I did the Mando display. She'd be like, "I'm out of this relationship. I'm out."
Kaz Graphics is a great man, but his girlfriend, she's got. You know what? She'll be won over. She'll be won over. And when she realizes it takes like 2 years to get all the Mando figures you've ordered, you know,
if she doesn't accept it, she's not the woman for you. If she doesn't accept it, love me, love my toys.
Dude, Stubble McShave says, "It seems Az has started pushing Hot Toys now on people who haven't developed an addiction yet. You know the first one is free."
First one's always free.
The first one is free.
I just realized, oh my God, I'm doing classic pusher behavior, and I never realized.
You are, man. And I'm all for. I'm here for you. I'm here for it.
Well, the way I see it, and I'm not. The way I see it is, I remember being the person who wished they could have one, and I couldn't. And to hopefully give someone the opportunity to get something that they're just going to love, they're going to cherish, that's going to go up, as pride in their room. To me, it just gives me a great sense of satisfaction, and hopefully you will get it.
Well, no, it's true. I used to feel that way when I was in the 7th grade about girls, but it's different with Hot Toys.
Yeah. You pay them, they don't fucking talk back.
Scruffy looking Space Plumber 45 sends in a super chat and says, "Do you collect Robotech?" Oh, yes, I do. Now my favorite things to collect from Robotech are Veritech fighters. Now, in Japan, die-cast the transformable fighters, whether it's their Valkyries, Veritechs, however you want to call them. I love die-cast fighters. Now, this is a rabbit hole. This is, again, another rabbit hole you do not want to go down, because there are 2 different scales. Well, there's 3 scales to collect. There's 1/48th scale, 1/60th scale, and 1/72nd scale. The 1/48th scale figures are made by a company called Yamato, and they're awesome. The problem is they come with these sticker sheets that take forever to deal with. And then Bandai was making like Macross Plus figures, and now they're doing 1/72nd or 1/60th die-cast figures that are great. But for me, the bigger the better. I actually have a 1/20th scale model of Roy Fokker's plane Valkyrie. 1/20 scale's huge. I have yet to build it, and it's right over there.
Wow.
It's something I should build. It's really so. I'm very much into Robotech, and there's a company that's they made 6 scale cockpits of the Robotech, the cockpits that are amazing. They all lit up. Now they're making 1/12th scale versions of them. I think it's Kids something. It's some Kids.
We need to get the guy from Jazz Inc. on as well.
Yeah, we have to do that. So yes, I love Robotech. And then Finbar Hooley says, when are you both getting your Batwoman figures?
As soon as they announce them.
Dude, I would buy one. I absolutely would buy one so everybody else could come after her. I'd put her in a running pose and have all the other characters following behind her.
I just have her on kicking the shit.
Stubble also saves. Have you saved up enough money for the Dune figures that are probably coming? Can't wait to see the new Baron Harkonnen. Those are out. Those Dune figures are out because the movie was supposed to be out. So they've already made them and you can buy them. So
done.
I know. S Beam sends in a super chat and for $3. Thank you, S Beam. Permanence of Chronoclasm sends in a tip and says 6-scale toys. Oh, six scale toys. Why did it have to be 6-scale toys? Yeah. Deering Productions sent in a super chat and says, thanks for the focus on 1/6 scale. Yes, I'm the guy who built the 6-scale Trek bridge. You are? Bruh. Why do you show up with no pictures? Come on, man.
Get your pics out for the lads.
Yeah, you gotta do a 6-scale. You know what? If this guy who we talked about the new 6-scale Trek figures, I really think that they could make.
Don't tease me like this, Robert.
Well, no, but I mean, look. If I'm going to bring out, you've got your 6-scale, the 6-scale captain's chair from. I mean, this is a great piece. I've got my Con Noonien sing in it. I don't have the batteries in it, but it lights up and the sound effects come, and I just think it's hilarious that I had Con in this. But if you could do this, if you just have the wedge panels and it's not that much plastic, so it could be done. So I would love it if that guy made the opportunity. Like if you could buy a figure and a chunk of the bridge for say $2.99, I'd do that if you could get the whole bridge. And the next generation characters, I mean, if you made all the, wouldn't you?
Those bridges.
Yeah, I mean, it could be done. I think.
Oh, that would be the dream.
Vincent. Oh, I can't. Chmielewski. He comes back and says, "I'm a sculptor. Which quarter scale? Jake Gittes or Toshiro Mifune?" Well, look. I think I would love to get a Jake Gittes, but I don't know if people would know who that is. If you're gonna do a quarter scale sculpt, you got to make it that's something that people would buy. Like I would be in for Jake Gittes from Chinatown, Mr. Gitz. But I don't know if anybody else would be. But I would be. I would love to get a Jack Nicholson from Chinatown figure, and you could have the swappable. You have to make the swappable heads, one with the cut nose, and one without. So, and then
Chinatown.
Ricky B sends in a super chat and says, the Burnettwork heel versus babyface. Rob and Az, is there a figure that you wanted but could not get and might not ever be able to get?
Ooh. Well, I mean, for me, there's a figure which doesn't exist, which I really want. I would love a 1/6 scale prisoner. Patrick McGowan from The Prisoner. I would absolutely adore one. I still to this day am bamboozled that Big Chief or someone hasn't done one, hasn't gone for, because I think it would be a very, very, I do think it's a cult. It's just as, I think, a bigger cult probably than things like Captain Scarlet and stuff now. So
I agree. I'm surprised that, and because Patrick McGowan is no longer with us, that it wouldn't be as hard to get his likeness rights. But every time I think something like that, like when Hot Toys did like the Crow, for instance, the Eric Draven, I would have thought that figure would have sold well. Even the RoboCop figures, I don't think sold as well as they would have hoped. Because every time something gets older, I'm always saying on my own show that pop culture has about a 20-year lifespan to it.
Yeah.
And I think like I would love to get a 2-pack of Patrick McGowan and Leo McKern and the chair, number 2's chair. and
you know, the console in front of the chair.
yeah, and the desk and the breakfast on the table that came up with the chair.
With little telephones.
Yeah.
Little color telephones.
Yeah, with all three of the color telephones on the. I mean, if you could do and make it separate. Make number 6 come with the breakfast, the stand, and the other chair that comes up, and then make Leo McKern come with the big chair. I mean, that's something I like. I would love to see that. I would love to see. I've always wanted Logan's Run figures. I want Logan, Jessica, Francis, and Box. But who's gonna, again, I don't know how many people would buy those. They finally made Sideshow made both a Snake Plissken and a Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble, yeah.
And it's just a question of, I still would love to get 6-scale versions of the entire Nostromo crew from Alien. I mean, they made the astronauts, and then they made the suits when Kane and Dallas were in the suits. That was a long time ago, and then they made Ripley, but no one's gonna buy an action figure of John Hurt, and Ian Holm as Ash the robot. Although that might be cool. You can have his head come off or whatever. But there's
shoving newspaper down throat action.
I mean, I want 6-scale figures of Brody, Hooper, and Captain Quint from Jaws. I would love to have those figures and
scale boat as well.
Yeah, right. 6-scale orca.
yeah. Bring it.
I mean, but there's figures like I don't think people would like. Hot Toys has proven they've tried to think outside the box, and they made Watchmen figures, but only 2 of them sold. They never even made a Rorschach. They made Silk Spectre and they made Comedian.
Wow.
I should bring mine out. I haven't. I got to get those because they're in a box. I haven't taken them out in a while. I got to set all that stuff up. But it's interesting to watch. Even I don't know if Justin's still here, but it's interesting to see a lot of the Hot Toys collectors that I really watch all the time. Their Hot Toys collections go back, but they don't go back that far. Mm-hmm. They really Star Wars and MCU is where and DCEU. But like I've got Hot Toys figures that go back into the aughts, like my Jarrell figure, for instance, was 2006, 2007, because they made Hot Toys figures, and my Predator figures, I've never shown those, but they go back pretty far.
Well, the first Hot Toy I ever bought, which I don't have anymore, was actually in 2011. So that's going back 10 years now. That's the first one I ever purchased. And that was Jill Valentine,
right,
from Resident Evil 5. In the blue suit with the it was detachable control device on her.
Right.
And that was the very first one. I think on my old laptop upstairs in the attic. I think I still got a couple of pictures.
Do you still have that figure?
No, I wish I did. I sold it on a few years later, and it got snapped up. It just got absolutely snapped up. And I was about to ship it out to the buyer, and one of the little flaps on the pouches or whatever had come undone. And I was just like, I can't send it out to the person in this condition now. I always wanted a Hot Toy, but I wasn't aware of the kind of frenzy collector's market.
Right.
So I messaged this guy and I said, "Hi, I've just been packing this up to send it to you, and I just noticed that the flap on the leg has just has unglued. So I will be more than happy to provide you with a refund, and I'm so sorry that this is happening." He was just like, "Don't send it." Honestly, I don't care. Send it. All it is a dob of super glue, boom, and it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's pretty interesting. But it just happens. Like I noticed for instance, so this is my Winter Soldier figure. Now, if you look at this here, which is part of the costume, I think it's come unglued. I haven't quite investigated, but it's just fallen down. I think it was a glue thing that it's come off.
Yeah.
Now it just happens. I mean, these things are not made. By the way, this is my favorite iteration of Bucky Barnes, my favorite iteration of the Winter Soldier, and I love this figure. I think it's great. It comes with a lot of accessories and knives and cool shit. And
that is the same. That strap there, which I've got, which looks like it's in place, that actually came out of its like holder there.
Yeah,
so that was, if I just pull that, that's just going to be flapping. So
yeah. I haven't even looked into, like, when I was rebooting him, putting him back where I'm moving him around. It just happens. I mean, the figures get old; they're just plastic. I mean, you can't. And it bums me out, but I don't know what happened to this or how it, and I haven't even really investigated how it works, or where it's supposed to go. But it just, I think it goes right here. But it just happens. I mean, these things are like, Hot Toys was using for a while. They were using these buttons, these plastic buttons, that once you put the thing in, and if you took it out, they were broken.
Yes.
And my Jeff Bridges Tron Legacy figure, which I have, yes, they made a Jeff Bridges from Tron Legacy. One of his, because he came with changeable clothes, and he came in the white outfit, and I wanted to put him in the black outfit, and I couldn't snap. Those plastic snaps were terrible, and they would break, and they would not fasten again. And that's just, that's trial and error. Then Hot Toys, it's like when they made the Ed 209s. The first Ed 209s, the rubber got old and split, and depending on the environment, I mean, California is hot and dry, so it's not humid here, so things don't get eaten away. But you have to. It's it's a crapshoot. These things aren't going to last forever.
That's what my Jill Valentine base was like. That's what the bases all used to be like, just like that with the little nameplate stuck up.
Oh yeah. Which I kind of love. I buy a lot. It's funny because I buy a lot. Like, I'll buy from knockoff Chinese companies. They sell these on Amazon, and these are the Hot Toy bases that are nameless, and they'll come with stickers. Like, they'll come with stickers. But I buy these all the time for my third-party figures. And even though they have nothing on them, I mean, I can put something on. Sometimes I display them with nothing. I just like. These bases are like, you get like 10 for $20 or something. Or something like that. And I'll buy them because they're great just to have them.
Well, I mean, there is a company. I actually have this ordered through Sideshow. If I just jump to my orders quickly. But there is because this isn't made by Hot Toys. This is made, here we go. This is made by Damn Toys.
Oh, yeah.
And they are releasing a Leon S. Kennedy from the remake of Resident Evil 2. So although I lost my Jill many years ago, I'm getting my favorite character in the Resident Evil franchise, and he's going to be, absolutely dapper by the looks of it. The sculpt on it looks incredible. He's in his RPD outfit, which is exactly the look that I want.
Right.
With him, and looks like he comes with some great accessories to Gorpak, rocket launcher, MP5, shotgun, regular pistol, double-barreled shotgun, or sawn-off shotgun, really, knife, grenade, first aid spray, another grenade, different type of grenade, flashbang probably, and then the pistol was stock, so 3-burst pistol was stock. So it comes with as well as the keys, all the keys for the mansion, ammo boxes, handcuffs. So that just looks like it's going to be a great piece, absolutely great piece. And that's Damn Toys' Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I've got a Machete figure they did when they were doing like these comic versions of criminal figures, which are great. They do a good job too.
Machete.
You know, and I keep playing around with my my Mythos Boba Fett. You know, the Sideshow Mythos Boba Fett, which I love this figure, but I'm going to display. I'm in the middle of displaying. I'm making different displays, but I'm going to put him over with the Slave One, so people can see it. I don't mean to like tease people, but I'll go full frame just quickly. So this is a Sideshow Mythos Boba Fett, which means he's not canonical. Like it's a Boba Fett that might be. And he's got lightsabers that he's collected in his belt. But this is a Sideshow figure. It's not Hot Toys, but it's still a great. I love this figure. I think it's really, really cool.
Where's his foot?
Oh, his foot is. I've taken it off. I was playing around, and his foot's right here. That's why he was on my desk, because I was kidding him out, because he comes with so many accessories. I was just kidding him out because I'm going to put him up with the Slave One.
Oh, choky.
Yeah. So that's one of the fun things about like, I couldn't decide. He's got many different weapons, and this weapon that no one's ever seen. I just love this large gun that he came with.
Integrated to me. That's
it's pretty neat. But that's another thing. I mean, I've got the Ben Kenobi Mythos, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Mythos figure too, which is a great figure. On
pre-order.
It's a great figure. He comes with great accessories, and but it's interesting now, because now they'll probably go back. Hot Toys will make an Obi-Wan figure from the Obi-Wan series, which is basically going to be that Mythos figure, but they'll do it with Ewan McGregor.
I ain't got a problem with that.
I know.
I think it's great that you kind of bridge between Sir Alec Guinness and
it's great.
And Ewan McGregor anyway. So I like that. That.
By the way, Norwegian Kryptonian sends in a super chat and says, a 1/6 scale Death Star would be the size of Copenhagen.
The size of Earth.
I mean,
the size of the moon.
I wouldn't mind.
Copenhagen, dude. The Death Star is absolutely massive.
It would be that would be very funny to do that. But let me ask you something philosophically. Ooh. So philosophically, from a figure collecting standpoint, why they're obviously, you and I are very specific in our tastes. Like, we won't just buy any figure, and obviously we have to buy figures that we like and all that. But what is something that would make you, like, at the 11th hour, what is something that would make you a figure you might love, but you wouldn't buy it because of a certain reason? Like, would it be a likeness thing if the likeness wasn't good enough? What would cause you to not buy a figure that you really wanted?
Well, I mean, this happened to me very recently.
Oh.
I actually had a statue, so not a figure, but I had a statue on pre-order.
Okay.
And the photographs were, it's like, oh, this looks incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And then I got an email through saying it's ready to ship. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to have a look. And I clicked, and it looked like they'd changed the photographs, because it was just like, it was off. The facial was just completely off for me. And even though I love the character, love the pose, love the situation that the statue is going to be in, I was just like, no, this portrait's completely off now. It's just not sitting right with me at all. And I ended up saying, I want to cancel this statue. So I ended up canceling it because it just wouldn't have, I wouldn't have looked at it the way that I want to look at it. And in particular with a statue, when you really look for that level of detail, on the 1 in 6, we're like, oh, it's close, it's not bad, it's a decent portrait, and you can sort of forgive a little bit here or there because of the nature of that. But when it's a statue, you're looking for particularly when it's a statue of somebody within TV film, right? You're really looking for that, spot on.
Yes.
And so it was just like, no, but I need, like, this Lando's great. That Qui-Gon Jinn is, like I said, that's a secret beauty of a figure.
No, it's amazing.
The likeness and the look of it is just phenomenal. So that will pull me in all day. But if there is a character that I really like, and it's just not, like, put it this way, if they put out a prisoner character, Magooan prisoner character, and that portrait just didn't do Magooan's face justice, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
I doubt I would do it.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I mean, I feel that the same way. It has to be the sculpt has to be there. And I'm pretty forgiving. I understand that like Metacom sculpts are more manga related. But it really depends. Like it has to ultimately be like, I feel that Harrison Ford is one of the hardest things to capture. And I've bought the Hot Toys Indiana Jones, which the face the likeness is not great. I think that Sideshow's Temple of Doom Indiana Jones figure is pretty good, but it's hard. It's hard to get those likenesses, and there's nothing that's more of a bummer than buying a figure and feeling like the likeness has let you down. Yeah,
because you are, like I said, there's a reason why we're getting them. We're not just getting them to collect. We're getting them because they're a part of us. They've been a part of our life. There's been a part of our history, our growing up, whatever it may be, that we feel connected to this, to this tissue
yes.
that we're purchasing. And so if you're looking at it and it's just like, there's something not quite right here. Like, for instance, I'm glad I got this one to hand, actually, because when I saw this, when I saw the Picard, I was a little bit worried about the head sculpt.
Right.
Because, it was not bad.
Now that's the QMX Picard.
Yeah, this is the QMX, and I thought the head sculpt didn't look too bad, but there was just a little something off. But I thought, you know what, it's so kind of close. I can't pass this up. And when it arrived, I was actually amazed at how much better the head sculpt looked in person.
Yeah.
And it, just looking at it in person, it's like, oh no, this head sculpt's amazing. And it was just the photographs that didn't do it credit.
Right. And that's, yeah.
And then clearly there were a couple of things from the photographs that had tightened up in terms of neck and stuff like that with this character. And so that was the best decision I made was getting that. But that was like on the borderline. I might have gone another route. You know, I might have gone, because I think I was talking with Gary from Nerdrotic, who's going to be on next week. And he won't pull the trigger on it because he's not happy with the portrait. So that's how kind of fine a line it was for me as well. But I decided to, because to me, not just season 3, but TV series Picard is just, I love him so much.
Right. No, that makes total sense.
Yeah, there was part of me that just, I need this, This will likely never be made again. When it's gone, it's gone. So, okay, I'm going to use those other determining factors to influence my decision, even though I think the face is not quite there. But on arrival, it's the face is absolutely incredible in person, and the pictures just don't do it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. By the way, we've got Kinky Sphincter says Stoney's stands are great. He's on Facebook. Stoney, Stoney. I gotta look. Okay. I gotta look into that. Eric O'Sullivan says, "L'chaim, lads. Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day. I am up to 5 Eagle Moss ships. I just got the 1701A. I'm waiting on the TOS and the D. Small yet impressive. Well, now you got to go with their XL scale, dude. The XL scale Eagle Moss ships are great. Small yet impressive. Hey, since you're doing jams with others, how about Michael from Retro Blasting? I adore them. Please. I love Retro Blasting. I don't know them, though. I guess I could contact them, or you could contact them like, hey, you don't know me, but let's put on a show.
I don't know you, and you don't know me, but...
But I do love Retro Blasting videos, and they've got a great collection of stuff. So that's always cool. Michael Ryan says, this is a good question. I pulled my Star Trek figures off the shelf and realized the dust has collected on the clothes. What do you guys use to clean your figures and outfits? That is a very good question. I use this Swiffer. It's very dirty because I've been dusting. This Swiffer is like, I wouldn't use this dusty one on clothes, but for whatever reason, these Swiffers are like magic. And they work really, really well, especially on Hot Toys figures. Now, what I do is I dab them.
Yes.
You know, when you have the Swiffers, you don't wipe.
No.
But they work. This thing works really well. I mean, you can wash. This needs to be washed, but I've been using it lately a lot. And I also bang it out. I take it outside and bang it out. But this kind of a Swiffer works great on figures, on clothes especially. But just dab it, and it's like it's tape. It's like it sucks the dust up.
Statically.
Yeah. It's just magic. Oh, whoa, whoa! It's magic. You know. Do you use a Swiffer? I mean, dusting is always a problem. That's why great cases are better. Get some glass cases.
Yeah. That's why these are going into cases, and they've probably been out.
I mean, I shouldn't have these figures out, but I'm like, the cases. They'll be filled soon.
Besides, you want something tactile to it as well.
So, have you actually busted on the?
Well,
is Jabba the Hutt on the way? Or were you going to do that live with us here now?
Yeah, I'm just going to get a final result. I think on the straw poll.
Yeah, let's.
342 votes. Third place with 21%, 52 votes. Thanos Endgame version with armor. Second place, 31% of the vote with 74. Hulkbuster. And the winner by a country mile, 116 votes, 48%. Jabba the Hutt. So I am going to go. I am logged in. Jabba.
Wait, now have you taken that away yet? You haven't taken that. I'm going to put this. So you're doing it, right? I'm
putting it on track. You can put it into.
I'm going to put it on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna for the people that aren't on this stream right now, I'm gonna see if that will change until we get off this stream. What should
tomorrow proceed to check out we would like oh my god, the shipping on this is fucking insane. And then I've still got import fees to come, which is going to be great.
Okay, I just tweeted out the poll for people, and I'll see if it changes at all. I wonder. It's certainly not changing the way it did. It's depressing. I put it in our live stream, but people aren't answering now. But what are you going to do? And boom, it's done. It is done.
It's done. So next week on What Toys, there will be the Jabba. And I've got the thank yous coming up. Thank you for spending all your money on me.
Now, before we get off the stream, because we're coming to the end of our stream.
Do you want? Should
you what?
No, okay. No, I was going to say, should I show the statue I was talking about? But
no, you got to save it for next week.
Yeah, we'll do that for next week.
So next week the stream is on your channel, and you've got guests coming.
Yeah, we're going to have Gary from Nerdrotic, who's going to be on, and also I believe Dan Frager is going to be on as well with their toys. We're going to have a nice little toy discussion. And as mentioned, next week I will stump up $300 of my own money, and somebody in the chat is going to have the opportunity to pick a hot toy out up to the value of $300 and have it sent to them.
That is amazing. And people should look at sideshow.com.
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 Fantasy shopping.
Or sideshowtoy.com, whichever it is.
Sideshow.com for me.
Yeah, it's sideshow.com and pick your hot toy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, so it's, giving people the opportunity to get something that they might not have the opportunity to get, or if they have the, or if you do have a Q&A, something beautiful to add to your collection. But there you go.
By the way, I was just reminded of something else that they started charging me for is my Endgame Iron Patriot figure. Justin said it's huge. So I'm a big Iron Patriot fan. I have the original Hot Toys die-cast Iron Patriot figure, which is mwah. So I'm excited about that. It's very exciting. All very exciting.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll be great. And I'm gonna try and get, Justin said he wanted to come on again. So I was thinking in 2 weeks, back on my channel, we'll do what are our 5 favorite action figures that we own.
Ooh, that means I'm going to delve in boxes.
Yeah, our 5 favorite. I have to delve into boxes too because my number 1 figure, I've got to find it. But our 5 favorite action figures that we own. So that's going to be 2 weeks from today. Ooh. So next week you're going to be doing a big giveaway. And we've got Dan Fraga and Gary. We've got Mr. Nerdrotic himself. What a great stream that's going to be. We can grill them. And then in 2 weeks, I'll try and get Justin to come back. And we'll have our 5 favorite action figures of all time.
Oh, suits you, sir. Oh.
Won't that be great?
Oh, yeah. Because the thing is, though, because it's a personal thing to you, doesn't necessarily mean it's your biggest and most expensive.
Right? No. It's
you. So the figure itself might be a bit janky for whatever reason, but there's, as you say yourself, there's a story.
There's a story.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the thing that's going to be very interesting. To find out like what we will compare and contrast our favorites. It'll be. And by the way, I'm not Mr. Nostalgia guy. Like I don't sit there and go, I love this action figure because I had it when I was a child. No, my whole thing is like, get rid of that stuff. As soon as something's better that comes along that's better, I replace that shit. I'm not like, I have to hang on to my, like one of my favorite YouTube channels, I think it's called Analog Toys. This guy, I think he looks like the Australian crime boss that he is, but he does a great. I don't know. I never remember him, but I like his channel and I like his collection. He actually has really great taste in retro toys, and I really like watching. But because I collected all that stuff, but I have no nostalgia for old toys because they were never as good as I wanted them to be. I was always like, nah. Like people are like, oh, Rob.
I get where you're coming from. I understand there's a difference between sentimentality, I think, and best toy. But this, of course, means that I can crack open my Rey from The Force Awakens and kind of.
Well, no. I do not own. Oh yeah, what? Question. Yes, sir.
Does a Lego set constitute a toy?
Yeah. I think it's all toys. It's like whatever your favorite toys are. They don't have to be 6-scale action figures.
Great.
They have to be everything, right? So it has to be everything. It's funny. I mean, I like my old Mego toys, but I don't want to display them anymore. Like, why would I want to display a Mego Iron Man where the outfit is made of cloth? Because I can be like, oh, I remember that. Or I can display a $400 Hot Toy die-cast Iron Man figure that's one of the best engineered toys ever made. Ever. Bestest ever. But I would much rather show that I mean, I love the Mego Iron Man. It's fun to go back and look, but I'm not one of those people that wants vintage toys. I want the coolest shit I can have right now.
Yeah,
so,
I reckon mine's gonna be cool. Yeah, we discussed my Transformers when I was a kid and stuff. And my Sideswipe's like broken to pieces, but I still got it. That ain't gonna be one of the toys.
Yeah. I mean, look, I can talk about. I loved like Evel Knievel toys when I was a kid. Loved them, and now you can buy them again. There's like they worked really well. Like the mechanical Evel Knievel, you can make them jump, and they were great. I love those toys, but I wouldn't say like now is an. I'm talking about what are your favorite toys now, not what they were, but now.
Yeah.
That's what they have to be. Well, listen, we are at the end of our time. 2.5 hours, dude. 2.5 hours.
It's a blink of an eye every time.
And you spent a lot of money this stream.
Well, because I've still got import fees as well.
You dropped $1,000.
Dropped $1,000.
You dropped $1,000, a cool grand on the show. You can't say that we don't put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, or where our mealy mouths are.
Our mealy mouths are, yes. So next week we're on your channel with Dan Frega and Nerdrotic, and hopefully, and I haven't told Justin, I don't know if he's still here, but he did say he would come on the show and he liked the idea.
Oh, he said good enough. He said, yeah. He said, yeah.
Yep, so he said, yeah. So in 2 weeks, hopefully Justin Kane from Justin's Collection will come back. Maybe I'll find someone else to join us. I'll put out the, I'm trying to get a hold of the gentleman who is starting the new 6-scale company that's making the Star Trek figures, because, boy, we can give him a piece of our minds. Exo 6.
Yeah.
We'd love to have him on. I mean, if there's one person I would have always loved to talk to, and I have to say, the head of licensing at Paramount, John Van Sitters, I like him and I respect him. But I want to say to John Van Sitters, you know what? I was waiting for that Diamond Select Enterprise C that you said was coming. Never came. It never came, John Van Sitters. And I feel that the 6 scale, the Star Trek toy lines and things that have happened. I mean, Art Asylum did a good job. Diamond Select did a good job. But QMX, man, we might never see Scotty and Scotty and Sulu. But what are you going to do? I hopefully this new company will.
Which means we'll absolutely never see Uhura Chekhov.
Yeah, no, we never will.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the Star Trek license cannot be considered the same as a Star Wars license or a Marvel license or a DC license. First of all, the people that collect Star Trek figures are not the same. They're not the same. And I think that what's really important about Star Trek figures, that's why I can't wait to see what this company is going to do, is if you're jumping into the Star Trek 6-scale market, you have to be very, very, very careful. And the only thing that makes me worried is that I understand the whole First Contact Data with his phaser rifle. It makes him like, yep, he's an action figure. But the question is that the Data that everybody wants?
Yeah, or do they want Data in original yellow? From let's say season 3 onwards, like
that's it.
Like the ones that we've had, which is a much more, again, like Picard, a philosophical Data, in as much as they're not the action hero. It's not about guns and pew pews. It's about Star Trek stood for something completely different back then.
I mean, I would love to get a TNG Data with the painting that he did.
Oh.
There's a painting, his cat Spot.
Yes.
And a hologram, the Tasha Yar hologram.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the accessories that I would want him to come with.
With a battery in the Tasha Yar hologram.
Yep, a LED, watch battery LED thing that lights up where she's sitting there. I mean, and these are the kind of things that, would they do that? I don't know. Would people go for the price point? I mean, I understand why they went for the First Contact Data, but then the problem is, it's like, okay, well, are you going to do the whole crew? The thing with Star Trek figures is, if you can't get the whole crew, and the problem with that is, less people are going to buy Chekhov. and Sulu. Not because no slight to the actors or the characters, but they're not as iconic. You got to get the diehards who are going to buy. You know, if you're going to get 7 crew members at $200 a pop, I mean that's $1,400 to get your favorite crew lined up on a shelf, and that becomes a philosophical and a business problem.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, the money is it's Kirk, it's Spock, to a degree, Bones, but definitely the 2 big ones are Kirk and Spock for TOS. There's no denying that. And what's TNG? It's Picard, Data. They're the biggies.
No, I mean, and would action even buying a Dr. McCoy? I'll buy a Dr. McCoy because I'll
buy one.
But the question is, would most people who buy action figures? I mean, if you look at Star Wars, I mean, some of their biggest figures don't have to pay for licenses because it's Shore Troopers and Death Troopers and Shock Troopers and Stormtroopers and you know, I mean, these are huge. These are figures that sell out and make a ton of money. No likeness approval, you know, and Star Trek certainly isn't like that. So how do you make a viable 6-scale Star Trek line that will make money and sell?
I would definitely buy 1/6 Wesley Crusher from TOS, from TNG.
Would you really?
Yeah, and I would buy a 1/6 fucking toilet, and then I would stick his head in the fucking toilet, and that's where my Wesley Crusher will remain until the day I die.
Do you know that if you go to Big Bad Toy Store, they did sell a 1/6 scale toilet bathroom diorama?
Damn!
Let's see if I can
drown my in the toilet. Worf holding one leg, Riker holding the other leg. Shut up, Wesley. And I bet Whedon would go on his YouTube channel and just go, I was absolutely thrilled at the amazing. Everything's great.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. But
Worf would be great, but you know, I'm talking about your money. I don't think the money's in Worf. The money is, if you're talking about 2 characters, you're talking Picard and Data. That's the money.
Oh yeah.
That's the, when we say the money, we mean that is what the most people gravitate towards. A collector, I'll buy Worf. Robert will buy Worf. You know, we won't hesitate. But we want the whole, because of our love of Star Trek, we want the whole shebang.
Right.
There are people that are just like, nah, I just want Picard, or nah, I just want Data because Data was cool. And that's where the mass market will go. That's the mass market we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the problem with Star Trek in 6 scale. You know, is that do you get people to buy it?
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to send you a link, Robert. I would like you to share the link with the chat. I am...
Okay. Let's see.
I don't know. There are no words.
Ooh, breaking news, folks. Breaking news. Let me Boy, you know what's really funny? I mean, it's amazing. We joke, we kid. You think that
This is incredible.
You think that you joke, but the real question is, are you going to purchase this?
Already pre-ordered.
Did you already pre-order? Well,
No.
For everyone who's still watching, look what they're making a 6 scale figure of now. Dun 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 dun. And if you want to see all of the accessories that Batwoman comes with, I joked about it earlier, but hey, why not? There you go. It's in the live chat, ladies and gentlemen. You now can have the Lady Bat character, the Ruby Rose Lady Bat character. There it is. What do you think, Az? Is this something? Do you see this figure in your future?
Yes. 100%. And do you know why, Robert? Do you know why?
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Why, sir?
Because they have given me so much. I feel it's time I gave a little bit back. Oh, wait a minute. It's a third-party one. It's not even going to give you a drop of coin. Oh, well. I'll do it out of principle.
One of my longtime viewers, Throg Carbone motherfucker, says limited edition 6-scale crew set, Playmate strategy from 30 years ago. Only way it'll work. Limited to 550 or 500 for last missed anniversaries. Then do that for the current anniversary. You could do them in waves also for the films. Look, I agree with you, but then again, when you're looking at a $200 price point per figure, you're still at $1,400. I mean, Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Sulu, Chekhov, Uhura. You know, you're looking at, that's a $1,200 price point right there.
Why can't we have Yeoman Rand and
Scotty?
Rand?
I forgot Scotty. So it's $1,400.
Scotty. Yeah. What, Nurse Chapel.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would love Nurse Chapel. I'd love Yeoman Rand. I'd like Mr. Kyle. You know, a Mr. Kyle figure.
What about Mr. Was it LaSalle?
Yeah, LaSalle. There's one.
Woof.
Yeah. And then, of course, I mean, Playmates.
Next episode is a robot.
Playmates did a great job with their 8-inch figures. I love the Playmates 8-inch figures. I mean, they weren't hot toy figures, but they were really great. They made like the Tholian Web environmental suits.
Oh wow!
They made all the Playmates, and the Playmates Next Generation figures were really, really good. You know, the 8-inch ones. They made so many different versions of the aliens, and they made Cardassians and Borg, and it was great. It was good stuff. Well, listen, my friend, I think I've got to bring this close. I have to end this stream now that we've seen Batwoman. I've got to go. I've got to go put something in my stomach, otherwise I'm going to retch. No, I'm just kidding.
I need to eat.
You need to eat. I need to go eat too. Well, listen, I want to thank my moderators. I want to thank Joshua Levesque. I want to thank Justin Toner. I want to thank, I don't know who else is here. I think you guys are here, but I want to thank my moderating staff. I want to thank Mike Bodden. I want to thank the Richard. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank your moderator, Purple Valkyrie, who helps out. She's wonderful. And I want to thank everybody for supporting the channel generously through super chats and tips and sending in your letters. If you want to send us a letter, you can at the Burnettwork.net website. Send us letters. We'll read them on the air. It'll be fine and fun for you. And thanks, everybody, for supporting this channel. So there you go. Robert Pariso is also here moderating, so that's good. And thank you, Rob, for being here.
I'm
I know. I mean, look, if you ever thought, and Justin, no, I said Justin Toner's here. And if you just look at this, everyone, gaze upon this, know that this figure looks pretty good, to be honest. And, I mean, I don't know if I would get this figure, but, you know, pretty good.
The outfit's pretty much what she was wearing. The grappling gun looks decent.
Yeah.
It looks like she can get into some really sarcastic poses. Oh my god.
Oh, the potential for this figure.
Oh wow. Yeah, my brain's working overtime already.
I'm telling you.
It's not accurate. You see, the cape is completely wrong. With the cowl, it goes under, and it has a V there, but the cape actually came over on two god awful plastic straps here. So it's not quite, but it's not. Maybe we could just pretend that it's Kate came from the comics, you know?
Right, right. Well, that's what you say. It's Kate came from the comics. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Makes everything different.
Well, on that note, my friend, I think I'm going to draw. No, I'm not going to draw a bath. I'm going to bring this stream to an end because I've got to go eat something and do my other show. But I want to thank you for being here, sir, and I want to thank everybody for participating. And my God, all of you have an opportunity to win up to $300 your own hot toy figure next week on Hot Toys on Heel vs. Babyface's channel. Same bat time, same bat channel next Wednesday at noon.
8 p.m. GMT.
8 p.m. GMT, which is amazing. So on that note, I will say to everyone, well, we both should say it.
Oh, yeah. Be seeing you.
Be seeing you. It's a salute, after all.
It is a salute.
It's a salute.